Hello, my name is Todd Bigelow. I'm a freelance photographer based in Los Angeles for the last 30 years, working with editorial, corporate, and nonprofit clients. I'm an adjunct professor of photography and photojournalism, workshop founder, and author of The Freelance Photographer's Guide to Success Business Essentials. This is just a short video series where I talk about business topics for freelance photographers. Hope you enjoy. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping back by. Maybe some of you are noticing a little bit of a different visual vibe here, kind of changing things up in my office a little bit and freshening things up and trying to make it a little bit more of an appealing place to work, since we all tend to spend a fair amount of time. So I would recommend that from the beginning to you guys, even though that's not what this is about today. So with that in mind, let's kind of jump into it. Okay, I want to talk about website platforms today. This topic comes up quite a bit. I get emailed some questions. It comes up at workshops and so forth, and I do address it in my book. But I want to address it here today because there are some options out there that we can use and some things that I want you to keep in mind, because whatever platform you decide to put your website on, it's going to basically determine, how and in what capacity you run your business. So there's a lot of options out there, and we know, some of the main ones, PhotoShelter and Squarespace, but there are others out there that I think that, I know a number of my students and quite a few of my colleagues are quite happy with, and I'll mention them at the end here, but all of them, I think you need to consider and look at side by side with certain things in mind, okay? First and foremost for me is the archive. Okay, so if you're only looking to place images up in a portfolio display, just to show perhaps, 10, 12, 15, 20, 30, maybe, a few galleries of images to highlight what you're really capable of, I think you're going to miss out on creating a viable platform to serve your whole entire freelance business. And here's what I mean. So my website is not just my portfolio. Sure, when you land on it, you're going to, cycle through some of the images that I'm choosing for you to see that say something about me that perhaps I want you to really pay attention to. For all intents and purposes, I'll call that my portfolio, and it does revolve quite a bit. And then out on the front part of my website, there are galleries which you can browse, quite a few, in fact. But there's an entire other section to my website, and you can go back and look at the other videos that I've posted on this topic that serves as my archive. And those are not for you to browse through, but every single image in there is completely searchable and discoverable through the search engines. And the reason that's important when I decided on which platform to use is because I want my website to serve as, very much like a retail outlet. I want it to serve as the place where everybody comes to either hire me or to purchase an image license or to kind of, check out what I'm about, whatever the case might be. So it's not just about my portfolio images. I as many of you know, I license my work. I try to use my work to leverage new clients, to find new clients as part of my client development. So having an archive, having your images up there, not only provides for cloud-based storage backup to everything we have on our drives, but it also serves to, help me find new clients, for clients to find my work, for researchers to find my work. So you need to make sure that the capabilities are there for that archival part. And if so, how much? Is it unlimited space? Is it 500 gigs? Is it a terabyte? What is it? You'll have to decide and compare various platforms to see what they charge for how much storage and capabilities. But please make sure that your website also has that archival functionality. As an example, further example, when I do a shoot for a client, in years past, I would FTP or, connect in some way directly to them and dump the images on their server. Sports Illustrated used to have their own, proprietary uploading system, literally called Opus. But for the most part, I deliver all of my images directly through my website. So I, do a shoot, I upload to a private, nobody can see gallery, which creates an automatic link. And I send that link to my client, to the editor. And if I so choose, which if it's an assignment, it's almost always a case, I allow for downloads. If it's somebody that's looking for an image, as an example, I can put some images into a private gallery, send that link, but only allow for viewing of those images. So they can't download them until we come to an agreement on how they're going to be used and what the fee might be. So that functionality is really important. And then, of course, I can create all sorts of different galleries. I can mix and match. I can put different images in to different galleries. Today's the first day of fall, so perhaps I want to, create a gallery and send it out to some editors that I've worked with in the past that do outdoor type work, or just put them out on, put a gallery out on my social media, whatever the case might be. But that functionality to easily create and curate different galleries is really something that I use a lot of as well. The platform should have strong SEO. Okay, so search engine optimization is key to people finding you. So choose a platform that already has that built in, and also that makes it easy for you to understand SEO. So I'm not, a coder. I don't need to understand anything more than where to place the particularly important keywords and metadata onto my images so that the search engines can come in and do their thing and find my work. And whatever platform you use, make sure that they make that easy for you to understand and to fill in the appropriate page data and image data if you don't know already. Okay. I think it goes without saying, but I'll mention your website and archive should be easy to navigate. Have search capabilities. I see by analyzing my website using Google Analytics that people land on my website and then go to the search function, and they, I can see what they're searching for. I can't see who it is or anything, but I can see that a particular, new visitor from New York landed on my website and then went to a search and search for some particular images. Make it easy for them. You want not only editors that are interested in hiring you, but also researchers and people that are looking to license your work. You want to make it easy for them to find what they're looking for. Okay, so there's just some, basic concepts that I think you should consider, basic features that you should consider when deciding on what platform to basically build the foundation of your business on. Okay, so in addition to those that we all know of already, there are some others that I have quite a few colleagues with Zenfolio. It's quite nice. Has a lot of various templates that you can choose from and customize, and that should be something you look for on every platform, customizable templates. PhotoBiz, PhotoBiz, not to be confused with the actual licensing software by Craddock, which I love and use, but PhotoBiz is a website platform for photographers. Also, Photofolio, which I really like, is a very nice website platform for photographers, and actually founded by a photographer photo editor. You also have Format, Format, which is very nice. And there are many others. There's, WordPress and Adobe, but again, make sure if you go that route that those have the archival functionality. Again, one last point on that is if I have 50, 60,000 images up on my website in the archive, not all of them are out front. Again, go back and watch the other videos on archiving. But if I have 50 or 60,000 or 100,000 or whatever the case might be, I have all of those images working hard for me to pull people in through search engine optimization, right? So I'm using the keywords and using the metadata. So the more images you have up there, the more likely people are going to find your work. And then, of course, it's also backup. It's cloud storage, and it's not just sitting there, being stored. It's actually working for you. Okay, so keep those things in mind. I wanted to just mention some of the other platforms that are out there for photographers to use that many of my students have used as well. I hope that helps. That information is also available in the book. The book's, out there on all major platforms, websites, available by my publisher and Amazon and all those. where you find books, and also have a couple workshops coming up where we do delve into this information a little bit more as well. So check that information out when you have time. Okay. Thanks for stopping back by. I'll see you guys again soon, and I hope you find this helpful.